Within the past 2 weeks of the Blue Lock manga following the Nigeria match, we have had some of the craziest appearances imaginable, from Nagi to Kira to brand new members of the new Generation 11. I've sadly been pretty sick recently and fell behind, so I apologize for the delay, but I'm going to catch myself up and all of you in today's video as we cover both Blue Lock chapter 326 and 327. Subscribe and comment as always if you'd like to support the channel, and without further ado, let's get right into it. Blue Lock chapter 326, Cola, begins with the announcers roaring in excitement over Japan's fourth and final goal, with Isagi Yoichi once again closing things out, this time with a beautifully improvised shot. We see his mom and dad cheering loudly in the crowd right alongside Bachara's mother. Scenes like this always make me wonder if we'll eventually see other players' parents someday, like Toshirin and Sai's, or even Ryo's reaction to the U20 World Cup. What do you all think? We then get an amazing and wholesome double spread of Bachara leaping onto Isagi's back as they both roar in excitement together over his goal and Japan's shutout victory. The goal Corona comes in celebrating too, since he helped out in his own way with that incredible goal line clearance and that set up for the counter. Also, Japan's young ace, come on Isagi, you gotta save some nicknames for the rest of your team. With Bachara and Isagi hitting such a perfect dap that it literally duplicates sleeves onto Bachara, they get another wholesome moment celebrating together and acknowledging how well they work together as a duo. You can just see how much these two missed playing together on the same team, and I swear I'm not gonna cry. Isagi then says he knew Bachara would give him the exact pass he wanted and needed, which makes Bachara laugh, and he says that's obvious, because he's the only one who could pull something like that off. Corona then leaps into the air and uses their heads as leverage, while Raichi is proclaiming to the crowd how he, Jingo Raichi-sama, kept Nigeria scoreless with his defense. We appreciate you, Go. Itoshirin just scoffs to keep up his nonchalant hot topic aura. Meanwhile, Baro is still salty about warming the bench, and Shido is being a freak again. I feel immense despair for the poor defender who has to deal with this turned on Shido. What manga is this again? Anyways, as Corona and Bachara make a shark tower and wave to the fans, Oliver Aiku walks up and tosses a water bottle to Isagi while talking about that final shot and the crazy new technique he used. Isagi explains it wasn't even planned and that he improvised everything after a certain point. He knew Onazi would awaken like he predicted earlier, but there's no way he could have known the exact shot Onazi would attempt after that trap. Isagi says the moment Aiku stopped Onazi was the moment he got inspired to try making his own variation of the move. But let's be real, Aiku was about to get fried on his own. That was a team effort through and through. At least Oliver Aiku can recognize how amazing Isagi is, as he says how his imagination and inspiration speed are on a whole new level compared to before. Despite the genuine smile on Isagi's face as he thanks his captain, Aiku is thinking privately about how Isagi's egoism might even devour Igo's entire plan. Please, no more foreshadowing. We then switch perspectives over to Team Nigeria as Aboa says they were completely shut out and obliterated by Japan. As they stand in front of the scoreboard looking defeated, I truly feel for all of the Nigerian Blue Lock fans who hated this outcome. Kuso glances up from his sadness and admits that Japan devoured everything. Their fire, their ego, Onazi's awakening, all of it was swallowed up by Isagi Yoichi, who did it intentionally to gather data and evolve the Japanese team, and more than anyone else, himself. We then get the usual dialogue from Isagi's victims, as Kuso says Isagi is not only stoic, but completely out of his mind. Kuso and Onazi both agree that Isagi Yoichi is the most horrifying soccer machine they have ever met, and that he completely shattered their world. They're speaking about this man like he's Erling Haaland. They continue glazing him even more, saying he's the ultimate soccer player, and Onazi even calls out to Isagi and thanks him, saying he's glad he met him. Did you make a nice memory? Oh my goodness, can this man go 1 second without rage baiting? Ever since he humbled Baro, it's been pure smoke for anyone and everyone. Onazi steps back and tells him to shut up, saying his journey won't end here. Smiling while holding out his fist, Onazi tells Isagi to wait and watch because he believes he will surpass him someday. Yeah, whatever you say. With Isagi bumping fists with him and smiling back, he tells Onazi to keep that kind of egotistical curiosity and that he hopes they'll meet again. Our last look at Team Nigeria for a while is Kuso staring at the scene with a surprised expression. And honestly, I hope this whole team evolves and does better in their upcoming matches, but for some reason, Kuso ended up being my favorite. Which player from Nigeria did you guys like the most? We then jump over to the U20 German team hotel where my goat Michael Kaiser is hate watching the match. Completely dropping his emperor facade, he's sitting in his boxers, chugging go-go colas like it's nothing, even crushing one in anger at Isagi's smile while he fist bumps Onazi. Last he saw, Isagi reached out his hand and called Kaiser his ultimate clown, and now he's being all chill with Onazi. But life lesson, you get the energy you give. We then get a weird thirst trap panel of Kaiser dripping cola onto his tongue and chin while saying what might be the corniest dialogue in Blue Lock history. Moving down the list of new Generation 11 members, we see Saitoshi yawning as he turns off his television, calling Japan a bunch of clowns and saying they should have won 8-0. This is the same guy who's ducking the group stage stage of death, so don't let the Saiyajin fool you. He is on fraud watch until further notice. We then see the Spanish New Generation 11 member Bunny Iglesias drying off from a shower while watching the post-game interview. With Isagi being shown instead of the true man of the match, Bachira, Bunny recognizes him from their meeting in Spain and comments that he must be one of them. I think he just means a football player, but Bunny might also sense something deeper from the way Isagi went for that last minute goal. Two major details here. This basically confirms Bunny hasn't seen anything from the NEL, and also, look how scarred up this man is. He looks like Oliver Queen post Lian Yu, and I have no clue what this man went through, but I'm sure it will be explored when Spain faces Japan. With another perspective change, we're now at the U20 French team's training field with Charles and Loki. With Charles asking what he thinks about Japan's level, Julian Loki sprints up the pitch while calling them small fry with only passion and topicality. In better terms, he's saying they're overhyped and will fall off shortly. It's also confirmed in the corner that Loki is a New Generation 11 member representing France. It still doesn't make any sense to me why this wasn't revealed before, but his former titles as World 5 and Master Striker probably overshadowed it. Charles points out how they'll play Japan in round 2, and he's excited because they'll get to face Shido Ryuze, his former NEL teammate. Sliding in behind him, Loki admits that on a personal level, he does want to face Isagi again to ask him one simple question. Do you still think I'm full of myself just because I happen to be born fast? The way this man's acting, I feel like Loki will move like Prime Mbappe in 2022 against Argentina and show off a terrifying variety of skills. Before we can focus on him though, a never before seen player from the bench asks Loki if he really finds Isagi that interesting. With Loki then asking for his opinion, his name is revealed to be HUGO, another member of the New Generation 11 also representing France alongside Loki, Charles, and 2 New Generation 11 members, plus possibly 1 to 3 other well-developed players. Oh yeah, this match is going to be insane. HUGO ends the chapter by saying that he views Isagi Yoichi as totally unsuitable, and I have to ask, what do you all make of his name and design? He looks like a fan-made OC mix of Kiora, Jin, and Sai, but I do mess with the two-toned hair. My guess is that he'll be a defender, specifically a goalkeeper, but who knows. Anyways, let's move on. The Luck Chapter 327, Birdcage Part 1, begins with Baratsura's ugly grin as he greets the 300 supposed geniuses he personally selected, alongside poor Nagi who's sealed away somewhere like a tailed beast. And with everyone lined up in the central hall lacking an immense amount of aura compared to Ego's introduction, Baratsura launches into his speech about their single mission. He tells them to surpass Blue Lock and become the world's best strikers, which is hilarious given that this panel immediately cuts to Japan's Jewel and the former Blue Lock participant Kira, making it unintentionally ironic on every level. Baratsura then announces that out of the 301 players, 2 will receive a special privilege if they manage to survive the upcoming selections, revealing that they will get to represent Japan in the final round of the U20 World Cup. This part is crazy because it's unclear what he means by final round, whether Japan has to make the real finals or if he's just talking out of his neck, but he keeps going anyway, saying he'll fully back those chosen 2 and turn them into stars. His face on the monitor then splits open in a strange, unsettling way to reveal a door behind him, and he tells everyone to run inside if they want a chance at everything the football world has to offer. With Side B officially starting, we see a handful of familiar faces from the previous Blue Lock, such as one of the Wanama brothers, Amora's Messi, and Okawa, and I'm honestly surprised some of the others like Tokimitsu didn't get invited, but I'll talk about that more tomorrow. As all the players sprint inside, Kira stands still trying to farm aura, but immediately switches up and starts running while talking trash about Baratsura's speech. As much as I hate to agree with Kira, he's right that this is just a ripoff of Ego Jinpachi's style, and these contracts are nothing more than shiny traps. A hooded figure running beside him notes that there are former Blue Lock dropouts here, and after Kira asks if he's one too, the guy says no and pulls his hood back, revealing a face that low-key looks like a cleaned up version of Doberman from the U20 team. He introduces himself as Hanaru Shindo from the Netherlands League, one of the new recruits Baratsura personally brought in, and he winks at Kira while greeting Japan's Jewel. Kira returns the greeting, and they notice they were both given cards with the number 1 on them. Looking ahead, they see the hallway split into 2 sides with 25 total rooms, meaning each room will probably contain 12 players, not counting wherever Nagi is being kept. As they run together, Shindo says he's surprised that Japan's Jewel failed Blue Lock the first time and came back, implying that he must love it here, but Kira immediately denies that and calls everything here inhumane brainwashing. He then says he accepted Baratsura's contract specifically to oppose these methods. Shindo calls him an anti-Blue Lock extremist, and Kira gladly accepts the title, saying he's risking everything to come back with one purpose: completely crush Blue Lock and Isagi Yoichi. While flashing back to the moment Isagi eliminated him, Kira and Shindo sprint towards the door labeled with a giant number 1 and step inside, entering the room they'll be starting Side B in. Inside, they find 13 lockers and one person sitting casually in the middle of the room. Nagi Seishiro, already wearing his inverse colored side B suit with the number 8 on the side. I have no idea what that number represents yet, but I'm holding off judging until it's confirmed because there's nobody else in this facility who can realistically compete. The chapter ends with him casually greeting Kira and Shindo, and it honestly has me incredibly hyped for side B now. Between Nagi's comeback arc, the potential appearance of Blue Lock's Messi, Kira's possible redemption, and whatever the hell Hiragi is cooking, there are so many directions this arc can go. I'll be putting together a full theory video about side B soon, so if you have any thoughts of your own that you want included, make sure to comment down below. With that wrapping up today's overview, I just want to thank you all so much for supporting my sick self. And if you want to stay up to date with everything Blue Lock related, or just continue supporting the channel, make sure to subscribe, comment, and check out my Discord down below. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you tomorrow or Thursday for a quick variety video.